Delicious. And of course the vegetables are gonna be great. Ooh, hot. All right, let's throw some dinner together. Tonight we're gonna do a little sheet pan veggie. So I've got some sweet potatoes, some Brussels sprouts, and I'm just using all frozen because it's easy and it wasn't what was in the freezer. And then I've got some cauliflower. So I'm gonna put that all in the sheet pan. I did let these sit out and thaw for a minute, so they're not as frozen. But I'm going to add on some olive oil and some spices and then put them in the air fryer so they get a little crispy. And then we'll give it a turn too. So it doesn't matter if everything's not next to each other yet. Okay. I'm going to drizzle with some extra virgin olive oil. And you can put about a couple tablespoons on there. It doesn't really matter. It's all good stuff, good healthy fats. Then I've got some Celtic sea salt. We'll put a little bit of that on it. A little bit of oregano. Some granulated garlic. Actually, this one's granulated onion. This one's granulated garlic. You can always be heavy with your spices because that's flavor. And then I got some black pepper. I want a little color, so we're going to do a little paprika. And you can put whatever seasonings you like. I like just the simple basics. Now I'm just going to give it a toss around so everything's well coated. Might even do a little extra drizzle of extra virgin olive oil on here. Yeah, that looks great. Let's do a little extra drizzle. So with our veggies, I'm going to make some flavored rice. So I'm going to put a little bit of some chicken bouillon in. Now I always rinse my rice. Up to you, but I'm going to add in my rice, a little bit of salt, some garlic powder, some onion powder, and I'm doing about a teaspoon of each. And then I'm going to add in some black pepper. So all the seasonings that we put on our veggies, I'm going to put into the rice. Pinch of that oregano. And then to our rice, I've got 2 cups rice, and I'm going to add 4 cups of water to this, and then we're going to put it on the stove. When cooking, my mind always changes. I do have some more frozen veggies. I just feel like this isn't going to be enough. I want lots of veggies in our little bowls that I'm making tonight. So I'm going to add in some of this fire roasted vegetable medley. And as you can see, it looks like it should be eaten anyway. Let's give that a stir and see if that looks like good enough. And then I'll probably add a little bit more olive oil to this. Yeah, this is a great amount of veggies for some rice veggie meatballs for dinner. And then we're going to pop this into the oven. So put a little bit more oil in there so it doesn't stick. I do like quick and easy dinners. All right, we'll get that in the oven. I put a timer on for 10 minutes in the air fryer, and we'll see how those are. They might need a nice stir, and then hopefully by then our rice will be done, and then we'll put our bowls together. All right, so we've got our veggies in the oven. They're going to be in there for about another 8 minutes or so, or until they're like good and crispy. I've got rice, and then for our protein tonight, we've got some canned venison that we canned this fall. So we're going to pop that into our pan. I'm going to put it on a little lower than a medium, and we're going to slowly bring it to temp because the meat is already cooked. There we go. That was a good opening. Yep, smells great. Both really great seals. Yep, smells good. canned venison kind of has like a roast beef kind of flavor to it. So it's quite great. So we're going to put all the juices and the meat in there. And this was a deer that was harvested right in our own backyard. So we know exactly where it came from. And we processed it, so we know who processed it too. To a low warm, so because it's already cooked, so low and slow for that meat. And the only thing that's on this meat so far is salt. I'll probably put a little bit of pepper on it and we'll call it good because everything else has great seasoning on it. There we go. Give it a nice stir. I know you're not supposed to stir your rice, but I do. I like to know where it's at in the cooking process. Like it still has some water in it. So I'm gonna just let it sit here. And you can't even tell that this is venison. No weird smells or anything. So in my oven, I do have an air fryer, so that is really nice for these kind of sheet pan air fried meals. All right, this was done in less than 20 minutes for dinner. So let's plate up. We've got our rice and then our venison. The broth or juices from this are fantastic. So I'm gonna drizzle that right on my rice. Scoop of these veggies. See how it tastes. Ooh, it's definitely hot. All right, let's eat.